Hello, everyone. This is Soumya. I'll be your host for this webinar. Uh, I see a lot of people are joining in right still, so I think I'll give some few minutes to them to join in. Then we can begin the session. Thank you. I'll resume in 2 to 3 minutes. Hi, everyone. I think we can begin now. We have people joining in. I think people will come to join. So let's start. Hi, I'm Soumya. I'm the sales contact person for Intrasystems for Asia Pacific and Middle East Africa. I have with me my colleague Bibhas, who is our product specialist for Intras Solutions. So let me give a brief background about how we have come to this. So due to this unfortunate situation across the globe, I think we couldn't host NAB this year. So we have taken this initiative to host the demos and of the products that Intera was planning to showcase at NAB in an online NAB demo for this year. So welcome to this inaugural session uh, of our webinars for first product called LipSync. And we have subsequent product demos lined up across this month, which you can register from the emailers sent to you. So before I jump into the product highlights and the demo of LipSync, let me give a high-level summary of InterSystems products. So all our products are industry-proven leaders in their own class. All are now cloud-enabled solutions. So we address various industry problems at every stage of of how the content is propagating through the value chain, be it at content preparation, be it at delivery, or at debugging stage. At content preparation for VOD contents, we have Baton, which is our file-based automated QCs tool, which most of you esteemed customers are using, and it can be used for checking quality of assets, exhaustive QC checks like baseband format, audio video quality checks, to pinpoint the issues that are causing the problem with your AVR or normal delivery. You can do that via our first tool called Patent. Then we have Orion and Orion OTT, which is our next two products of the Orion family, where we do holistic monitoring of high quality IP linear and OTT streams, both for live as well as VOD assets. Both solutions look at all aspects of the stream, including MPEG-TS, AVR manifests, closed captions, ad insertion, and are fully supported for cloud environment. We have made significant enhancements in terms of scalability of these monitoring solutions. So you will shortly hear about a host of other new capabilities as well in the coming demos. Uh, then also we have included a new feature for Orion Central Manager OCM, which provides an a sort of an aggregated top level view of linear and OTT services, so that you can make the troubleshooting easily. Then we have also ventured into our latest AI ML enabled innovations, so that we can support to identify some major issues that industry is facing currently. One would be our current product LipSync, by which we are addressing the lip sync issues. There's also captions where we are aligning speech to text, and there is also AI based tool Vino, where we do content classification. These tools help perform difficult and labor intensive functions that the industry is currently doing manually, and we are converting them to be to a automated, more efficient and accurate identification. uh, the network operators can also use our other tool Vega ABR to debug. Vega currently supports almost all popular video compression and container standards such as AV1, H264, HEVC, Apple HLS, MPEG Dash, Dolby Audio, WebM, etc. And it includes a feature-rich features such as video compression and quality checks. As you know, all our products underlying motto is to identify video and audio quality issues, and which is very crucial to monetize your content. It has been a big differentiator for our customers. In all our products, we have features that address this quality related issues and thus improve the productivity and efficiency. I would also like to add here that most of our customers, including some of you, have been successfully deploying our solutions in cloud as well. So, without further delay, let me hand it over to my colleague Vibhas. I think he can take you through the LipSync product explanation and a detailed demo. And in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, there is a Q&A button on top. So you can post your questions there. And I think at the end of the demo, we would love to answer some of these questions as time permits. So thank you. Over to you, Vibhas.
Thanks, Amar. Hi, my name is Vibhas, and so as part of this webinar, today I'm going to talk about LipSync. And so as part of the presentation, I'll quickly cover the basics of the LipSync, and then we definitely take you through a live demo of the product. The LipSync has been a major problem for the industry, specifically the telecom broadcast as well as the post-production for many, many decades. People had different solutions for the industry. Some of the solutions were hardware-centric, some are combination of hardware. We have seen a couple of software-specific kind of solutions as well. But in generically, some of the solutions needed the markers to be put into the encoding stage. Some are needed, to work on a specific languages, and none of the solutions were actually generic, which could be deployed across different workflows and in a content agnostic ways. Fortunately, Intera has been involved in working on different LipSync problems for many years. We started, I think, working on one solution at least a decade ago, and we developed a couple of patents. Now, when we started our research on artificial intelligence and machine learning, specifically for solving the media problem, we took on the challenge that maybe we should use the AI and machine learning to solve this particular, the long pending industry problem using this. And we found a really good kind of progress into that. Over the years, we have modified our machine learning model, trained it with lots of data, and finally, we are really pleased to launch the product here now. So in terms of the LipSync product, I think in generically, LipSync product is going to take care of any audio video synchronization checking, which can automatically detect if the content is having any audio and video synchronization issue. So LipSync uses a deep neural network technology to detect if the audio is lagging or on leading corresponding to the video. So in general, the lip sync, would detect that if the movement of the speaker lip does not exactly match with the audio that we hear. So if I come to the potential, the introducer of the transcoding or lip sync errors, I think there are a couple of major workflow issues that introduces the lip sync. I think the first and foremost issue would be transcoders, which are essentially you are doing it for transcoding the media content. So 60 to 70% of the cases, the transcoder would contribute to these lip sync errors. Now, another major issue that most of the, let's say, telecom, media, and post-processing vendors should be using is they would process the audio and video separately for transmission. Now, when you process the audio and video, essentially, maybe in some of the cases, the audio tracks could be coming to the transcoder, so the marks little delayed. So when you marks it or when you transcode it for live or offline transmission, you get a lot of the sync issues that comes in. Similarly, the post-production workflow can also introduce some of the lip sync errors. So editing video specifically while mixing the clips or while you are synchronizing the frames, adding video artifacts and effects can also kind of introduce some of the lip sync problem. And a lot of cases, in the media processing, there would be a signal reduction workflow where the whole signal will pass through hardware or software tools, which is going to reduce the noise. But that can also kind of introduce some of the lip sync problems. Now, whatever be the reason, lip sync issues are really nuisance to the viewer, and it essentially contributes to a very lower quality of experience level. And it's a big challenge for the broadcasters, telcos, and OTT service providers to detect the lip sync and to potentially fix the source of the problem. Unfortunately, there has not been any automated tool available for the lip sync which can be deployed with correct accuracy and generically can process a large volume of content in different workflows. So that's why we are really excited to talk about the tool, because our tool can take care of majority of the pain points that the customers will be facing. In terms of the capability, I think, as I mentioned at the very beginning, this tool is completely artificial intelligence and machine learning based algorithm. So it can detect as low as 2-frame lead or lag between the audio and video frames, and it can definitely detect much larger one. Another major advantage of lip sync is that it does not require any reference video. So there are a lot of offline analysis tool, where you give, let's say, post-transported stream and the pre-transported streams, and it can definitely compare whether there is a lip sync or not. But that is more of a lab, resolution than deployment at the industry level. Similarly, in the lab, when somebody is experimenting on the marks and decoder, they could put some digital fingerprinting and then check it. But a lip sync does not require any digital fingerprinting or watermarking at the source of the content. You give any offline media content, and it can automatically detect the audio and video as part of the detection. And another big advantage for Intera lip sync is that it's a language independent. As you know, we would essentially be processing the audio and match it with the video. So language detection and processing of different languages is a big challenge for any solutions that detects a lip sync. In Intera lip sync, we take care of all the languages. So our algorithms are language independent. So you can, you have a peace of mind while deploying it. And it can easily integrate with any of your existing workflows. You can provide SDK or API so that you push all your content to the lip sync tool and you get the result accurately, and you can take actions based on what to do in case the lip sync is issued. It's a very highly scalable, and you can also have the high availability. You can deploy it on the cloud or you can deploy it on premise. It's a very flexible model. And another highlight that I wanted to give you, that it's Intera's proprietary algorithm, and it does not need to be connected to the internet, which is a big advantage of Intera's lip sync. How does it work? So in terms of the processing, I think this slide gives you a generic top level view of how our algorithm works. So given any media file, we create two separate threads. We process the video, and at the very beginning, we try to identify the face. And then from the face, we see if the face is moving and tracking. And then we try to detect the lip, and we detect the lip activity detection. As part of this, we also identify if you have multiple faces. Let's say you have multiple speaker into the active frame, then who could be the active speakers? And similarly, we process the audio, and then we send the whole data to our proprietary algorithm, which is going to detect whether the lip movement is actually matching with the audio kind of waves or not. And then we give you the reports in XML, web, and other interfaces. Now, as we detect it, even as I mentioned, you can see the face detection. Even on our user interface also, you can see how the face are getting detected of the active speakers. We also mark whether in a video, how long we see an active speaker, and if there are no active speakers, then we also highlight that portion in the user interface. Like all Intera products, even though this technology could be very complex, we want to make sure that as an user, you don't get burdened by a complex interface. So all our interfaces are extremely simple. You just need to submit the file to the lip sync tool, and it will do all the complex job and bring you a very nice intuitive report which you can very easily understand. Because we have to remember that whether we develop state-of-the-art algorithm, but finally most of the cases the operators or the normal users should be using the interface and submitting the file. So we make sure that you have very intuitive interface which can be used by anybody, and maybe within half an hour you get to see and learn all the interfaces. With the lip sync, I would like to highlight another big kind of relief for end users, that we also ship our Intera Baton Media Player with the lip sync. So some of you who has used Baton Media Player, it's one of the kind of most popular media player available in the market today. Now, lip sync has been integrated with the media player, and with the player, you get a lot of advantages that, so in the player itself, you can quickly play the portion where you can detect the lip sync. Then, as I already mentioned, that you can see the speaker availability panel right here. You can see the actual waveform, how it looks like, and if there is a shift that is highlighted in different colors so that you can identify. Not only that, you also get to see a thumbnail, view error panels. You can jump between the different error locations very, very easily. So I'll definitely cover this media player portion when I show the demo. Now, apart from all the points, I think let me highlight a couple of other additional features that would be extremely useful for you. So as part of our kind of deployment and testing, we have seen that this is absolutely accurate detection. It can detect, as I mentioned, as low as 2-frame shift. That means 2-frame lead or lag between the audio, and it can definitely detect the bigger ones. It supports almost all variety of industry format that are used. So you don't need to worry about it. If you have an existing media workflow, you can seamlessly deploy the tool and you are sure that it's going to support your format. Seamless integration, which is very, very critical for anybody who is going to deploy it. So this tool is definitely not an isolated tool. You can use this tool as part of the workflow, send the jobs to this, you get the maybe JSON output, and then you integrate this in the workflow. And in terms of performance also, this tool has one of the kind of best performance available in the industry. And it's a completely software-based tool. I would like to highlight that you don't need to invest in a proprietary hardware. You just install software in a standard computers. We support the Linux-based operating system, and then you are done. It also has very nice interfaces. As I mentioned, we always make sure that interface is intuitive and you can learn it in half a day, all the kind of interfaces, how to do the stops. And we also give consolidated reports, both in terms of the PDF report, JSON reports, BMP also goes into that, with the tool. In terms of the scope, let me highlight that at this moment, we are working on non-animated file-based content. So that means so far we don't support the animated one, but anything, as long as there is a live face, both frontal as well as semi-frontal, we support it. And content, we expect the content to be as clear as possible, because in a lot of cases, if there is a huge noise, because as part of the whole algorithm, we try to analyze the audio kind of mode, right? So the speech has to be clearly identified, even though we have a noise reduction module. So, but the more clear that speech is, that is better. We don't support on the live content at this moment, but our R&D team has been kind of constantly working on improving the performance, and I'm pretty sure they would come up with the live support as well. And it also, as in terms of lag and lead, we support up to 2 frames. So let me quickly go to the demo of the lip sync. I can see a lot of questions are coming in, so I'll definitely take as much as possible at the end of the demo. So this is the interface. You can definitely have the web-based interface. We have complete support of different users. You can set up users. It's a secured system, so you can create users, different type of users. We support admin users and panels. And then in terms of the basic setup at the very beginning, as part of the workflow, as I mentioned, it can seamlessly integrate with the existing workflow. So your content could be lying on any of the storage servers somewhere in the network. So you can very quickly register existing servers in different. You can even pick up the content from S3 storage. Almost all our solutions are deployable in cloud. You can also use mixed mode. This solution can be sitting on premise, but you could still access the SW3 or Azure storage. Now, once the file has been accessible to the system, it's very simple. You can go to the folders where the files are located and just select the stream. And to schedule any content, you just select it, and this interface is critical. So you get to see the file name. And then if you have multiple video and audio tracks, you definitely want to select that which video and audio tracks you want to sync. In many cases, typically for the production, you would have a lot of localization tracks. Maybe the first track would be English, then second track could be French or Arabic, or could be Mandarin. So in case you want to detect the video with a specific track, you can submit it. And it's a multi-processing system. That means you can process multiple files at a time. So in case you want to give the priority to a specific file, also you can select the priority. Now, the moment you submit the file from here, it would go to the task menu. And this is, again, very intuitive. You can go there, you can highlight, let's say, what are the columns that you wanted. And now, when the files gets verified, you can see that this file has a problem in the sync. So you click on the file name. So this would bring you the reports of the interface. So at the top level, you see the summary of the file. So it says that this is not in sync, and this is very critical, that how much percentage of video are with shift. You can see here about 69% of the video are having in sync problems. So maybe they're lagging and leading. What time it is scheduled, how many, whether it's a finish or not, how many errors that you have. And then I go to the details of this timeline. So in this, you can see the whole timeline of the media, and the first portion is the lead. So that means the audio is coming after the video. So you can get to see the start point. So this is number one error. What is the start point and end point? Audio shift in how many frames? Here I have a 10 frame of lagging. 10 frame would be like 30 seconds. Then we also have this start and end time frame, and this is for about 36 second duration. So 12 lead consistent lead is for about 36 seconds. And once the report is available, definitely wanted to get a different type of reports. You can get the PDF reports available. You can also get JSON reports. Typically, if you want to integrate and take the input for the JSON, that you can do. PDF report is also pretty nicely presented. Specifically, if you want to send this to a content supplier saying that, hey, the content has a lip sync issue. So this snapshot and the total time is very, very useful for them. Now, let me go to the media player. I have definitely talked a lot about media player. So let me open it for you. So the moment I open the media player, the whole interface is very, very, again, intuitive. In the left, as we have seen in the media, we have two errors. One would be video lag, and another would be video late. So you can see that the video lags by 10 frames, and so you can get to see all the errors. In the left, the starting thumbnail of the errors. And so you can definitely play some of the video and audio here. So I'll just play it. Now you can see there are two windows. The first one is the original video. That means this video, we are checking it. And the second one is adjusted video. That means if there was no a lag or lead, how the video would have shown up here. I'll come back to that. And then at the bottom, you can see a very nice waveforms of the audio. So this is, and it will also indicate if there is a shift in lag or lead, and you can see that there is a 10 frame lag which is highlighted here. So this is speaker availability. That means, at this moment we could detect the speaker to be present. And as you can see the box, if I play it here, you can see the box moves. That means it's going to highlight the face that's active speaker. Now let me just jump to this location. Let's say this is my audio lag. So you can see there is no active speaker, so there is nothing, it's not marked. And so as you can see at this moment, if I can play it in multiple speeds as well. So at this moment, you can see the 10 frame audio lag starts, and if you can minutely look at it, you would see that the whole audio and the video is out of sync here, and you can see it's highlighted in red. So that means you have a problem here. And on the right side, you can definitely switch if you want to just see the original video. You can get to see this is my original video. Then what you do, like let's say you want to see that how the adjusted video looks like. So if it is a lagging, that means audio is coming after the video. So what you do is just fix it automatically in the adjusted video. So that means we just fix it by 10 audio frames, and then we show it here. So you can quickly see it in. So that gives you, and if you want, you can adjust. If you say that, okay, no, maybe I want to just adjust it by, instead of 10 frame, I want to adjust it by maybe 11 frames or so, you can definitely do it. Now, let me go to the, so this is kind of lags. I can also go to the leaks. Again, this is very intuitive. And at the bottom also, you have a kind of, this is called content timeline. You can pretty easily do that. Yeah. So this portion is leading. And here in the interface, you can also kind of zoom in both vertically, horizontally. So you can also, like, if you want to look at the very detailed report, you can very quickly go to that. And definitely this media player is extremely powerful. There are a lot of other functions, like you can jump to a particular time code, you can do the whole full screen, you can send the whole video to a broadcast monitor, you can control the sound and stuffs. And you can also, if you want more information on the audio, and specifically if you have a multi-track, you can go back to here, and if you have a multi-track, like this is maybe the English, then I want to comment again the another maybe French track, so you can get to see right here. So the whole solution is again deployable in the cloud, and it's a multi-processing. It can process multiple files at a time. It's very, very kind of fast compared to the industry's other solutions. So let me just stop here and hand it over to Somo to see if he can drive the Q&A sessions, and I'll just hand it over to Somo.
Sure. Thank you, Vivas. Thanks for the great demo and the session. So I could see there are a lot of questions, and we would try to answer some of them. And if you have any more questions, please type in the Q&A section up there. So let me take some of the questions, and Vivas, I will pass some of the questions to you. One question that I can see is live content supported. So our tool can process the live captured content, but at this point, live streaming content is not supported. It's a offline VOD kind of support right now. So, but we are we were working on that direction. There is one more question that I can see about support regarding UHD files. Okay. Yes, we do support UHD. In fact, we do support files with any resolution in UHD. Let me see. There's one more question. Yeah, is Malay and Vietnamese supported? So as we spoke in the product demo, it's a language independent tool. So we just need to detect the face and the lip movement and match it with the audio. So it's a language independent tool. Because do you want to take some questions? There is one with what formats are supported in LipSync.
Yeah, I think we see some questions from my friend. So yeah, he's asking if it supports different content like movie, drama, etc. And yes, this is the whole tool is supposed to be checking sync for industry format and the industry content. So it could be movie, drama, etc. Yes, that's definitely there. Then I can see another question, if there is a plan to integrate with the Beton QC tool. Yes, it's our tool. So in fact, I mean, as I mentioned, the Beton plugin would definitely be available. I mean, in fact, very shortly. And not only that, so Beton is our tool, LipSync is our tool. We definitely make sure that there is an integration option. But not only that, you can have your own tool, you can have your own MAM, you can have your own transport solutions, and we make sure that we give you the SDK and API so that you can integrate very, very easily into the work. And if you want to really integrate with some of the, we also provide a JSON file with all the output that are available in different formats. So that is also available. There is a question that about sports material with international sounds only. Yes, as Soma mentioned, that it could be any content, whether it's sports and international sounds. That's pretty okay because it's a language independent. Only requirement, as we mentioned, and as part of the discussion, that we expect the audio to be as clean as possible, because as I told, right, we try to detect the active speaker. We try to detect also if you have a different audio speech available in the audio track, we try to detect who could be the active speaker in the audio, and then we map that speech to a particular speaker, and then it's a complex algorithm. I mean, I'm giving it in a simple terms, but yeah, as part of the whole requirement, what we need is the clean, as clean as possible. In the sports, one of the requirement could be that there is a lot of clapping and sounding victory, other sound. So that could create bit of problem, but I think we have seen a lot of sports content are getting detected correctly, and I'm pretty sure that we should be detected. Then we have another questions from the audio format AAC. Yes, I mean, whatever content that Beton supports, AAC, HEAAC, etc., that would be detected. Because see, for us, detecting the format and supporting the format is not a problem. Just to give you a kind of quick overview that why the language and the audio does not, format does not matter. So from the whatever format, it could be Dolby, it could be AAC, HEAC, we just decode the whole video and process the audio part after the decoding. So we decode it. So we have a decoder module which can process any incoming format and then process our algorithm. So our algorithm is language independent and format independent. So it could be anything. So there is a question there seems to be like addressing a subset of the manual QC where someone is checking the audio. What is the benefit or downstream after the lip sync errors are found out? That's a very interesting question. Yeah, see, so there are definitely, so just to put the answers in for others, yeah, the question is that, yes, you guys can detect the lip sync, then how do what do I do after we get it? So the first industry has been struggling to even, detecting it. Definitely after the detection, you can take a lot of actions. I'll come back to what you can do. So the first problem is that you get, let's say, a lot of content coming out from your suppliers. You get a lot of content coming up from your own post-production houses. And you put it for your live workflow, you put it for your transport workflow. Now, first, the requirement is that when it goes live, then you definitely don't want your viewers to see a, broadcast with a lip sync error. That's a massively kind of embarrassing for the broadcasters too. Then how do you stop it? To stop it, the number one is that you have to detect it, and then you have to take actions. Now, again, coming back to that, how do you detect it? You can have, let's say, two guys in the QC team can automatically kind of look at it. But think about it. Today, because of the lockdown, people are consuming hours and hours of content. Then earlier, you used to have maybe two guys. Now, with a lot of VOD coming in, can you manage it in two guys? No, you cannot. Then you have a lot of variants are coming in from, let's say, XTCam HD, you are converting it to, let's say, HLS, which has 5 profile, you are going to MPEG Dash, which is another 10 profile. How do you make sure that all the profiles are incorrect? So you need some automated tool. Definitely, that's where we come in. You detect using this. The first process is detection. Let's say lip sync detects it. Then how do we correct it? Then, as I went back at the very beginning, I told there are a lot of contributing kind of factors to this. One would be definitely transcoders. Maybe transcoder is getting the live content and there is a delay there is a TCP, maybe IP packet loss, which is causing issue. So you can definitely go back. But first point is that how do we detect, and then only you know how you can take the actions. Soma, you want to take some of the other sales questions that I see?
Sure, Bibas. Just a second. So there's a question on how does the pricing model works. Currently it's and there is another question regarding in the similar lines, is there a SaaS model pay-per use? So we have an annual model right now, but we are looking to come up with more models. So I think these specific sales questions, I will reach out to customers after this call. So we will jot down all the questions and we'll try to circulate it to our customers. I could see there is another question. Can lip sync work offline or does it need an internet connection? So as we said, it's a proprietary AIML algorithm based tool, which works offline. So we don't need to connect to the internet to sort of get any results. So it's a completely offline tool. There's another request to summarize the questions and provide answers after the webinar. Yes, surely we will do that, sir. Thank you. Bibas, there's another question. Do you support SDI live signal in LipSync?
I think whether it's a live SDI, whether it's a live IP and TS, or it's a live SDI over IP, we are working on that. So far, our focus has been to support the offline content and take the performance so fast that we can take up the live. So in terms of algorithm, it may not be difficult, but in terms of the processing of the live content, you have to do real time. So we are still working on the live. It's still not available, but I'm pretty sure our R&D will be supporting it very soon.
Okay. There's another question in terms of support for audio bit streams like Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Atmos, Dolby AC4, etc. So currently Dolby Digital Plus and Dolby E are already supported. Dolby Atmos and we are in the process of getting certification. Dolby Vision, Intra is the only company with this certification. So obviously it will be added in the subsequent release to the tool. Of course, we have it. We are working for Baton, and we will subsequently do it for LipSync as
well. I can take up some of the other questions. I can say something. Is LipSync an independent software or other Baton product? It's a good question. So far, as I showed in the interface, LipSync is definitely available as an independent software. So you can independently use it. You don't need to buy Baton to get it. It's a completely independent tool. And if you definitely want to integrate with the Baton, that is also possible, because so you can buy it independently as well as you can buy it as an add-on also. Then there is another question, whether how many files can the LipSync license concurrently. I mean, if I look at the if you forget about license restriction, this is a kind of similar to our other tools. You can submit as much as possible and it can process many files. It will put the files in queue. But yeah, definitely you have to see like how our license package is and what. But in terms of scalability, you can scale up to process as many content as possible. If it is CPU intensive, I mean, yeah, it's a I'd say it's a mixed. For the audio, as I mentioned, I have two tracks or maybe two threads for the processing. One track would be processing the speech, another track would be processing the video. So it's a mixed. I mean, definitely we depend on CPU. But good news is that you don't need the GPU for this. We can still manage it with the CPU, and like Baton, Oran, and Oran OTT, we use the CPU power to decode and process it. So we want to take up some more.
Yeah, I think there is one more question. APIs, are there APIs available that can look at already? So, Bibas, do you want to take this?
Yeah, so as part of the integration, there are multiple options that are available. You get JSON file as part of it. The API is also available, and you can also get to we can directly talk if you have other kind of integration options that you want to do. So that would be.
Prabhas, there is another question. Is this the same BMP that is shipped with Baton? If not, do we need two BMPs in QC station if we use Baton lip sync?
Very
Baton and lip sync.
intelligent, yeah, very intelligent questions. Yes, for existing Baton users, I think people just love the Baton media player. That's why people kind of still get a lot of. In fact, here also I see a lot of questions related to media player. No, you don't need two separate Baton media players. So this with 7.7 release, which Baton release, which will be coming pretty soon, we shift the single instance of the BMP player, which can take care of Baton. We can take care of this lip sync, and which can take care of the Baton captions, which we are going to show next week. So it's a single Baton, and also we did not talk. Baton Media Player is a kind of tool in itself, and good part is that as part of the lip sync product, you are entitled to use the Baton Media Player, and it's so fascinating tool that I can keep on talking about it for a day, and there are so many features available. But yeah, to cut me short, yeah, you can get it as part of this tool.
Yeah, there is another question on BMP. Would BMP correct the file?
I think, as Somo mentioned at the very beginning, the focus of Intera has been to, solve solutions related to the media quality checking and monitoring. So in itself, we only focus on telling you that there is a problem or just checking it. We even though we have some tools which can correct like we have a Baton content corrector which can correct the audio loudness, but our focus is not to give you a correction or modification of the original content, because people don't like modification of the original content automatically. So in same philosophy, Baton lip sync, we don't actually correct any video. So as part of the interface that I showed, the original video and the kind of correlated video, that's just to show you, because as we put the video in a buffer, and depending on, let's say if you have a 10-frame lag, we just bring the video a little early so that you get to see an in sync video. So we don't do any correction as part of the lip sync, to answer your question. I'll take probably another question. Is lip sync reports available in Excel format? Not at this moment, Lisa. So we are at this moment supporting the PDF, JSON, as well as the media player option. But our roadmaps, and fortunately our R&D guys listen to all our customers. So if you get a lot of requests for Excel, I definitely our R&D would be very happy to add it to that. But our other tools like Baton and other tools have the Excel reports, so it already. But at this moment, Excel is not planned. But we have an aggressive roadmap, by the way, just to let you know that we have been focusing a lot of R&D efforts on all our machine learning and artificial intelligence tools, because as I mentioned at the very beginning, so Intera has been in the forefront of image processing and artificial intelligence and machine learning. So we are the first guys to kind of come up with the software-based image processing tool called Baton, and then we also tried to use the AI and machine learning for the media, let's say a couple of years back, and then as the time passes, we have been developing and trying to use those algorithms to see that how we could improve our the customers' challenges. Specifically, all the broadcast guys, they have the content in an offline kind of secured environment, so they cannot simply put their content to Amazon or give it to Google for identifying the content. So we have been working with our research and development team to make sure that whatever algorithm that we develop that works with for our existing customers offline and in the premises or in cloud, depending on where they want to put it. So yes, so that means that you can use this tool offline and without connecting to the internet. So Soma, you can take up the last questions and then we can close the
Yeah,
session.
I think there are two questions. There is one question. I think the customer is using elementary audio and video files. Do you support this? So far we support the files with container, elementary audio and video are in roadmap. There is one more question. Yeah, demo version. Is the demo version available for testing? Yes, definitely. So we would be happy to do a POC with one of you, and please reach out directly to our contacts, and we would be happy to assist you. So I think that's all from Q&A. And if you have any more, please to post them.
Yeah, and the question and answers are not limited to this. I think you all are welcome to write to our email IDs and come up if you want to really do a trial or if you want to have more questions. If one of your colleagues wants more demos to be done one-to-one, we'll be very happy to take up. So you talk to your respective sales and accounts managers so that we will be very happy to, create separate sessions for individual customers and that so that you can bring your group to that demo and we can do private demos. Hand it over to Samo.
Yeah. So I think it's been a great productive session. I think you would have what you have come up with an expectation to learn from lip sync. I think our product sort of meets the demand, and because our roadmap has been sort of always to be ahead of the curve, to see what the industry problems really are and how our solution can be effective in addressing those queries. So, but yes, we definitely listen to our customers. So any feedback you have and something that's missing or you think can be put in for further development to match your requirements, please do so. Please email to your respective account managers and sales contacts or the pre-sales guys. We would happy to address them. And of course, anyone is interested in a POC or a detailed, in-depth demo, um, live demo for your entire team, please reach out to us. We would happy to take one-on-one demos, as Vivas mentioned earlier. So I think it's been a productive day so far for us, and we hope it's been the same for you. Any more questions, please reach out to us. And I think in this unfortunate times, please do take care and be safe. So yes, thank you everyone for joining in and listening to us. And any queries, please reach out to us. Thank you. Thanks again.